Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your December 2023 horoscope. OMG, 2024 is almost around the corner. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. I feel like 2024 is going to be a good year. If you're not sure what to expect for 2024, I wanted to remind you that my books are open. I have a couple of spots left for year ahead readings. It's basically a reading where we pull up your chart and we look personally at what the year has in store for you. If you want to learn more about the reading, what you can expect, I have a link down in the description box. And then if that resonates, feel free to book a spot. December is quite a different month from November. I feel like maybe you didn't struggle as much in November because you're used to the intensity that Mars was bringing. But if you did, you'll be happy to know that December is a different month. December has a lot of Venus transits, and Mars is not really featured that prominently in December. So knowing all of that, what I would suggest for December is spending time nurturing yourself. Take December to take a break, relax a little bit. Take the month to spend it with your loved ones, to surround yourself with beautiful things, spend time in beautiful places as well. On December 3rd, we have Venus in your 12th house, squaring Pluto in your 3rd house. Venus has been transiting your 12th house for all of November, and it's been giving you a lot of comfort and security in your inner world. You might have spent a lot of time alone in November, and you might have been spending that time just digging deep into your mind. What do you actually believe? Like, what is actually in there? And it's closing off its transit through your 12th house by having a bit of a tense conversation with Pluto. So if there are any subconscious beliefs or limiting beliefs coming up on this day in regards to your local environment, perhaps you believe that your local environment is always going to determine who you are on the inside, then this would be a really good time to address them. So right away, Venus leaves your 12th house and enters your 1st house, and that might also provide a bit more relief for you. And on December 5th, specifically, Venus is trining Saturn. So with Venus entering your 1st house, you might find that the comfort and security you were getting by going deep within, meditating, journaling, whatever, is now not there as much. The things that are bringing you more comfort, security, and this sort of fuzziness on the inside are actually stepping out into the real world, really stepping into your identity, caring about spending time on what you come across as, how you dress, how you speak, the way you show up in the world. And you might find that when you spend time doing those things, you feel loved and nurtured and comforted. Because it trines Saturn as soon as it enters your 1st house, I suggest using your maturity, your organizational skills, your hard work to help you with this. You know, perhaps you do a whole closet inventory where you take a look at what doesn't work for you anymore, make a list of new clothes that you need to buy, and carry through with that plan. On December 10th, Venus in your 1st house opposes Jupiter in your 7th house. You are finding comfort focusing on yourself. You are being quite selfish, and that feels so good right now, and that's okay. But on December 10th, there might be some wonderful opportunities coming your way from your relationships. You know, maybe people are just like treating you very nicely or giving you a lot of free things and a lot of time and attention. Maybe you just have like a lot of dates coming your way, like people are just asking you out all the time, and it's making it quite difficult for you to spend that selfish time that you really want to spend with yourself. As I always say, it's about the balance. It's never that one is better than the other, so I highly recommend seeing if you can strike a balance between the two. On December 13th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius in your 2nd house. The sun and the moon are trining the north node in your 6th house and squaring Neptune in your 5th house. A new moon means the start of something new, and for you specifically, it's a new start in regards to your self-confidence. It makes sense, right? You spent all of November digging deep, journaling as to what you really believe in. Now with Venus, you are enjoying so much being selfish and adjusting the way you show up in the world. So it only makes sense that you're starting this new cycle in terms of establishing your self-confidence. It's time to reach a new level of self-confidence, and you know it. I suggest using your routines and your daily habits to help you ground yourself, to help make this self-confidence a little bit more practical, to help you get a really good start in that direction. With Neptune in the 5th house, you might be a bit disillusioned right now in terms of fun things. You might be escaping a little bit with all of your hobbies, all of the pleasures of life, like dating. So I would suggest during this new moon that you just keep that in check. Try to notice if you are sort of escaping from sometimes the more hard work of improving your self-confidence, and see if you're trying to escape it by focusing too much on fun things. And this desire to escape into pleasurable things will continue to get stronger up until December 17th. That's when the square between the Sun and Neptune becomes exact. On December 21st, Venus in your 1st house is opposing Uranus in your 7th house. There have been a lot of ups and downs in terms of your relationships lately with Uranus there. And these ups and downs only continue. And you might really feel it on the 21st, this pull that we already talked about between being selfish with your time and your attention, and at the same time, all this crazy stuff happening in your relationship that is also requiring your energy and attention. Again, try your best to find the balance between the two. On the 22nd of December, the Sun enters your 3rd house. Right as it does that, on the 24th of December, it sextiles Saturn in your 5th house. Having just entered the 3rd house, you are going to be getting more of your energy and vitality by spending time and attention on your local surroundings. You know, maybe you start volunteering at a local community club or a local homeless shelter. Maybe all of a sudden you're connecting way more with your neighbors or with your siblings. And because the Sun is sextiling Saturn, again, I suggest using your amazing maturity to really help you with this transition. Make a list of all of the community shelters in your local town. Do some research on which one's the best for you. On December 25th, Venus in your 1st house is trining Neptune in your 5th house. I told you there was going to be a lot of Venus transits, so here they are. I do think that on December 25th, it's sort of a beautiful wrap-up of the Venus transit, even though we still have one more Venus transit coming up. But because it's in such a beautiful aspect with Neptune, I feel like if you have been doing the work that Venus has been asking of you in the 1st house, that on December 25th, you're going to be able to let go, relax, and really access an insight, a part of your intuition as to your hobbies and the things that you find fun. And you would not have been able to access this if you used your logic or your mind. So I highly suggest on December 25th to take some time to go somewhere quiet, to be without distractions, maybe journal, maybe meditate, and take notice of what comes up from your intuition, because it might be something really powerful and really insightful.
Tough luck, babe. Struck out when you had about 30 chances.
On December 27th, there is a full moon in your 9th house. So the moon is in Cancer in your 9th house, and the sun is in Capricorn in your 3rd house. The sun is trining Jupiter in your 7th house during this full moon. So overall, it's a really positive full moon. A full moon might be revealing a new piece of information to you. And for you, this might be anything to do in regards to traveling or in regards to your local environment. Perhaps that new community group or volunteer group that you joined changes or reveals a new type of information. And what could be interesting during this full moon is that your emotions are pulling you to think big term. Your emotions are asking you to think about where you want to travel, the exotic far places that you want to travel to, asking you to take new courses, learn new things, meet new people. But your ego and your energy, your vitality is really asking you to stay grounded in your local surroundings, to focus on the people nearby you and the difference that you can make there and in their lives. So it might be hard to make a decision between these two or to find the balance between these two. So see if you can step into the wonderful help you're getting from others during this time to help you with making this decision. So Jupiter's in your 7th house. We already talked about this. You might find that people are just so kind and giving you a good helping hand whenever they can, even though you don't ask for it. So see if you can use their help, their advice to help you in making a decision. Finally, we close off the month on December 28th with both a Mars transit and a Venus transit. Mars in your 2nd house is squaring Neptune in your 5th house, and Venus in your 1st house is sextiling Pluto in your 3rd. So you have been working on your self-confidence. Whether you like it or not, Mars in your 2nd house has made sure that you've been putting considerable effort there. However, since December 25th, you might have slowly been feeling an intuitive pull towards doing more fun things, spending more time and attention to just do things you love, things that make you happy, maybe creative things, getting in touch with your inner child again, all the things that used to make you happy as a child, making things a little bit more simple and fun, the way they used to be when we were young. So you might feel quite a pull. Do you put in effort, do the hard work on your self-confidence, or do you let go and surrender and allow yourself to connect a little bit more to your inner child? And I think what can help in making that decision during this time is all of the beautiful work you've been doing on your identity and on establishing good relationship with those close around you. See if you can use your identity, all of this new revamp of who you are, this revamp that you've done, and also your local community to help you bring that balance. Perhaps somebody in your community reveals a new way to approach this that you've never thought of before. Overall, Scorpio, there is still quite a bit of attention on you. You did survive Mars and the Sun through your 1st house, but now you have Venus through your 1st house. And even though it's a bit of an easier transit, there's still a lot of attention on how you come across, how you show up in the rest of the world. So make sure that you're still doing the work there. If you want more tips and tricks on what to expect for the upcoming year, yes, we're starting a new year, then I wanted to remind you that my books are open. I have only a couple of spots left for year ahead readings. So I left the link in the description box. You can read more about it there. And if it resonates, of course, book a spot. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed December. I hope this horoscope helps guide you a little bit through the month. And I hope to see you again soon.